If you've been following Vancouver real estate lately, you probably heard the same headline over and over again. Condo prices are falling, inventory is exploding, and buyers are now in control. And while that's true, here's another story unfolding that almost nobody is talking about. Single families. Because here's what's interesting. Single families are not behaving the same way as condos. In fact, the two markets are beginning to move in completely different directions. And if you are thinking about buying, selling, or investing in Greater Vancouver, understanding this difference can save or make you a significant amount of money. I'm Michael Chou with eXp Realty. Every week, I'm out showing homes, negotiating offers, and talking about buyers and sellers across Greater Vancouver. Today, I want to explain why single families are not folding like condos. And based on the market, this is what I think might happen next. Let's dive in. Let's start with the condos. Yes, the condo market has softened, inventory has went up quite a bit. Buyers have more choices than they have had in years. And sellers are finding themselves that they cannot simply list, price, and expect multiple offers. That's why many condo owners feel like the market has slowed down. Numbers don't lie. Apartment sales have been weaker than other property types, while inventory has remained elevated, giving buyers stronger negotiation power and choices than we have seen in recent years. So if that's happening, why are not single-family homes following the same path? Here's the first reason: supply. Think about how many new condos are being completed across Greater Vancouver. Thousands. Entire towers are finishing. Investors are taking possession. Some want to sell, some want to rent, some simply don't want to hold on to the property anymore. That creates competition. A lot of competition. Single families simply don't have that problem. Nobody is building thousands of single families in Burnaby, Vancouver West, North Vancouver, or established neighborhoods. Land is limited. And once it's gone, it's gone. That simple difference in supply changes everything. Here's the second reason. The buyer is completely different. Many condo buyers are first-time home buyers, some are investors, some are young professionals. Those groups are much more sensitive to mortgage payments. Higher interest rates affect them immediately. Single home buyers are different. Many already own property. They have built up equity over the last 10 or even 15 years. Some are selling a townhome. Others are selling another single homes to upsize. Many are simply moving their equity from one place to another. They are less dependent on borrowing every dollar. That makes single home demand much more resilient. Here's something else I have observed and noticed from my buyer's tours: the emotional side of purchasing. Single home buyers are not just buying square footage, they are buying a lifestyle. They are buying a backyard, privacy, a place for children, a home office, a place where grandparents can stay. Maybe even a mortgage helper. Those things are incredibly difficult to replace with a condo. That emotional value helps support detached demand even during slower markets. Now, don't get me wrong. Single home prices have come down comparing to the peak times. They are not immune. According to the latest Greater Vancouver statistics, the single home benchmark price is about $1.84 million, roughly 7% lower than a year ago. But here's the key difference. Prices has been relatively stable month to month, while single home sales actually increased compared to the same time last month. This is not the behavior of a market that's crashing. That's a behavior of a market that's finding support. Here's reason number 4. Luxury buyers. One thing many people forget is that a large portion of detached homes, especially in areas like West Vancouver, Vancouver West, South Surrey, Richmond, or parts of Burnaby, are purchased by buyers who are much less affected by mortgage rates. Some pay significant cash, some have large investment portfolio, some are downsizing from even larger homes. Some are business owners. Their purchasing decisions are driven more by lifestyle, long-term wealth, than whether a mortgage rate moved by 0.25%. There's another reason why single homes are holding their value better than other types. Reason number 5 is one I don't think enough people talk about: replacement cost. If you bought an older detached home today, could you rebuild it for the same price? Probably not. Construction costs remain very high. Labors, is still very expensive. Development charges continue to increase. Building a custom home today is far more expensive than it was just a few years ago. That replacement cost creates a natural flow underneath many detached properties, even if demand softens. Owners know what it will cost to replace that asset. So does that mean detached homes are a better investment than condos? Not necessarily. And this is where I think many YouTube videos oversimplify the market. If you're a first-time buyer, a condo might still be the smartest decision. Why? Because buying a home isn't simply about appreciation. It's about entering the market, building equity, stop rent from going up every year, starting somewhere. Many people who own detached homes today started with a condo. So I don't believe condos are bad. I simply think they are going through a different cycle. Here's what I think might happen over the next 12 months based on the market. Condo will continue to give buyers excellent opportunities because the inventory remain elevated and competition among sellers still strong. Detached homes, they will remain relatively stable unless something major changes in the economy. The reason is simple. Demand is still there. Supply is still limited. And unlike condos, we are not suddenly adding thousands of single families into the market. Recent market reports continue to show detached sales holding up better than apartments, even while the overall market remains balanced to buyer-friendly. So what's the takeaway? Don't treat the Vancouver real estate market as one single market. It simply isn't. There are literally 3 different conversations happening right now. One for condo, one for townhome, and one for single families. Each has different buyers. Each have different sellers, different supply, and different opportunities. That's why broad headlines can be misleading. I would love to hear what you think. If you were buying today, would you choose a condo, townhome, or single family? Let me know in the comment below. I read every comment because it helps me understand what topics you would like me to cover next. And if you found this video helpful, hit a like and subscribe. Every Thursday, I break down what's really happening in the Greater Vancouver real estate market, not just the headline, but what's really happening in real life. Thank you for watching. This is Michael with eXp Realty. I will see you in the next video, or simply, better call Mike.